The year was 1899 in London. A scientist man named George who built a time machine so he tested his time machine to travel forward in time into the future. The year was 1899, and in the bustling city of London, a brilliant scientist named George had just completed his greatest invention yet, a time machine. Filled with excitement and curiosity, George couldn't resist the urge to test his creation and experience the wonders of the future. With the time machine ready, George meticulously set the dials, calibrated the controls, and prepared himself for the journey ahead. He stepped into the sleek, metallic contraption, a mix of anticipation and nervousness coursing through his veins. Taking a deep breath, he flicked the switch, activating the time machine. As the machine hummed to life, a series of gears and levers whirred around him. The room seemed to blur, and George felt a strange sensation, as if he was being pulled in different directions simultaneously. Colors merged, and time itself seemed to warp around him. After what felt like an eternity, the machine finally came to a halt. George cautiously stepped out, his eyes adjusting to the new surroundings. To his amazement, he found himself in a bustling metropolis, vastly different from the London he had left behind. Towering skyscrapers pierced the sky, replacing the familiar Victorian architecture he was accustomed to. The streets were filled with automobiles, moving at incredible speeds, their sleek designs a far cry from the horse-drawn carriages of his time. The air was filled with the sound of chatter, the hustle and bustle of a city that had evolved far beyond his wildest imagination. As George ventured further, he noticed people walking around with small devices in their hands, their attention fixated on these rectangular objects. Curiosity piqued, he approached a passerby and inquired about the strange contraptions. The person smiled and explained that they were smartphones, devices that connected people from all corners of the world, providing access to information, communication, and entertainment at their fingertips. Overwhelmed by the advancements, George couldn't help but marvel at the technological wonders surrounding him. He observed flying machines soaring through the sky, holographic displays projecting images and information, and even glimpsed a colony on Mars through a futuristic telescope. Days turned into weeks as George explored the future, soaking in the marvels of this new era. He witnessed medical breakthroughs that had eradicated diseases once considered incurable, machines that automated daily tasks, and even robots that could converse and assist humans in various ways. However, as George delved deeper into the future, he also noticed the challenges that came with progress. The world had become more interconnected, yet people seemed more disconnected from one another. The environment suffered from the consequences of rapid industrialization, and societal issues persisted despite technological advancements. With a heavy heart, George realized that progress had its trade-offs. As he prepared to return to his own time, armed with newfound knowledge and a sense of responsibility, he vowed to use his scientific prowess to shape a better future for humanity. With a final flick of a switch, George bid farewell to the future, the time machine propelling him back to 1899 London. As he stepped out of the contraption, he carried with him a vision of a world where progress and compassion could coexist, a world that he would strive to create.